Hey, how's it going? Welcome to my channel. My name is Albert, and in this video, I want to do something a little bit different this week. I want to make a video specifically about how to budget your finances with your partner. A couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, I made a video called How to Save Money Like a Pro. So I figured I'm just going to start sprinkling in a couple of these random videos that aren't specifically related to Tesla put selling. Hopefully, you find it interesting and also useful. Okay, so a little bit about me. I have always been pretty good at budgeting. I've been married for about 3 years, and I kind of just fell into this process with my wife, and it's been a really good experience so far. We rarely, pretty much never, argue about money or have any sort of issues with money or budgeting. And I thought it'd be cool to share. And the reason I want to share this process with you is because I feel like it gives each person the freedom to do whatever they want with their money, but also it controls spending. All right, so I think a couple important pieces of budgeting with your partner. I think you got to come into an agreement on a few things, right? Number one is you have to figure out exactly how expensive or how much your recurring bills are, right? And write that down somewhere. You want to also figure out how much you want to save, and that will be a set amount that you're saving every month, and that you want to treat that number like the law. That is like an expense that you have to pay yourself, right? I recommend getting a sub savings account, and what that is basically a savings account, but you can actually bucket your savings. So for example, if you have $100 in the sub savings account, you can put $25 in this bucket, $50 in this bucket, and $25 in this bucket, right? So it just helps you save for different buckets. And then the most important of which, I think you need to figure out how much discretionary spending each person gets, right? So we call this an allowance. So essentially, we save money, then we pay ourselves an allowance, and then that allowance gets to get spent however you like it. So those are the three main things you have to do. And then just keep in mind, savings and investing comes first. So you first pay yourself first, and then you get into spending the leftover money. And then this allows you to have guilt-free, but also controlled spending. Cool. If you haven't seen my video on how to save money like a pro, I would recommend you check that out. I'll link it in the description of this video as well. So here's a little flow chart of how we save our money or how we budget our money. It's not that complicated. It's actually very simple, and it kind of just follows what I just mentioned here. So A is me, B is my wife. So for example, we each have a paycheck that comes in, right? My paycheck will go into, part of it will go into a savings account, a shared savings account, and then part of it will go into the bank account I use to pay bills, all right? So, and then for her, all her money goes into the savings account because she doesn't have to pay any bills, because I pay all the bills. And then what's important is that from the savings account comes an allowance. So she gets an allowance, I also get an allowance. I just get a little bit more because I have to pay the bills, right? And then there's a subset of money that goes away every month to go into investing. And then with this allowance, we can basically do whatever we want with that money, okay? So I actually have no idea, where, if you go down this area, I have no idea where, what gets spent here, and I don't really care. And then at the same time, if I want to take my allowance, I want to gamble it, and I want to lose it, I can do that as well, because that's my money. I have the freedom to do whatever I want, right? So she can't give me shit for doing whatever I want with this money, because this is the allowance money that I'm given every month. So we have an agreed amount of money that we have to save every month, agreed amount of money we're investing every month, and we have agreed amount of money that we can go out and waste every month, right? The only thing that's kind of unique, I guess, is it's not unique, but I also have a auto withdraw from my account that pulls out the property tax. Because property tax comes, once a month, or we calculate once a month, and then that money will go into the savings account where there's a bucket just for property tax, right? And then we have other buckets as well, but essentially, that's why a sub savings account is pretty cool, because when at the end of the year or twice a year, when it's time to pay that property tax, it's like I've already been allotting this amount of money in there, so it doesn't feel like I'm losing money because that money's already been, it's quote unquote getting paid for every month. And then this area right here is just the money that goes into other bills and whatever. So she actually has a credit card that she uses for food that actually is part of this right here. Well, it's actually my credit card, but it just has her name on it. So then whenever she spends money on food, she charges that account, and then I just pay for all that. Technically we pay for it all, but just logistically I'll pay for that, right? So yeah, that's how we do it. The benefit to this, once again, I think the main point of this whole video is just calculating the amount of money you're going to save that, and then calculating the amount of money that each person has an allowance for, right? It doesn't have to be equal. You guys can, one person have more allowance, one person have less allowance. I typically need less allowance because I don't spend as much money as most people do. So, you guys can talk about that however you want, but I think this process right here, once again, the most important part is you have guilt-free spending, and you're also being responsible with your money. What I also recommend as a couple that you do every month is you track your monthly net worth. monthly net worth. Okay, and the reason how you do that is just manually aggregate all the accounts that you own, put in a spreadsheet, and just put that current, like today's January 1st, put that current value in each little cell, sum that up, and then do that once a month, right? And the reason you're doing this is because you keep an eye on the health of your accounts on a month-to-month basis. And then the main reason is because you can see over the course of 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, that will actually grow, right? And you get to reward yourself for doing a good job. So you can say, hey, good job, I'm doing a good job, and this is the result of my actions. And I don't know if you heard this, but like if you weigh yourself every day and just keep track of that number, you'll probably see yourself subconsciously trying to lose weight, right? Because you are keeping track of it now, right? If you're not tracking it, it's very difficult to improve on. So that would be the only other thing that I'd say is as important, to do. Is very important to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you like that video. I want to keep it short. And if you haven't seen the video about saving money, check that out. And yeah, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe. Thanks.